for a miracle? Are you ready for a miracle?
What's going on, guys? Zeph here, and in response to my recent video, what was called "Fuck Consoles Get PC," you can go ahead and check that video, and it's in the description below, or I think it's actually in the response section below. What happened was a lot of people made different responses. Now, some of them were actually pretty smart, others were questionable. For example, I told them in the video that instead of getting a PlayStation 4 and an Xbox One, I decided that I was going to go ahead and go PC. Their response was The Last of Us. The Last of Us is actually a last generation game, not a next generation game. What the heck are you talking about? You know? It's like already, it's like, you know? But, I mean, that's just the internet for you, right? But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take two different people right here, and I'm going to go make a response to them, because it seems that a lot of people still hold on to that big, strong myth stating that you got to pay a whole bunch of money out just to go ahead and get a next generation gaming rig or a decent gaming rig in itself. I'm going to go ahead and debunk that right here, right now. So let's go and start. This one guy, BL Baller Boy, says, sure, if I can get a PC for $399 that can play Watch Dogs on max settings, I'm good. Okay, so I responded with that. Actually, that may not be as hard as you think. So I actually found this one particular website called Game Debate. It's game/debate.com. And basically the way this website works is that it'll actually go ahead, there's people out there who will go ahead and kind of rate what they predict that the requirements are going to be, or they'll go ahead and actually tell you the actual requirements. In this particular case, it has to be a prediction because the Watchdog requirements have not been posted just yet. But the thing is that when it actually is posted, the prices of these systems are actually going to be a bit lower. But anyway, we're going to get into it right now. This particular one has both Intel and AMD specs on it, which is great because I'm a big fan of AMD. So let's just go into it right now. It's saying that the predicted specs for Watch Dogs will be a Phenom 2 x4 305E processor. Okay, now a Phenom 2 x4, that's actually not a problem. So I went to this other website here, and this other website is actually called PCPartPicker.com. It's a website which allows you to go ahead, what the website actually does is it actually gets a database of all the other websites around there from Amazon and SuperBiz and Newegg and all those places, and it finds the different prices both in terms of regular prices and if they're having like promotions or whatever, and they'll go ahead and actually get you, you can actually build your PC from here. I think it's a fantastic device. It's definitely worth checking out. So anyway, here's what I got for this one. For the CPU, I picked up an AMD Phenom 2 x4 945, which is about 3.0 quad core processor, 3.0 gigahertz quad core processor rather, which by the way is stronger than stronger than what they wanted here. So okay. Also, this particular website is saying that the Watch Dogs to play on maximum settings will require a Radiant HD 7750 card with about 1 gigabyte of memory. I could definitely say we've also smashed that one right here, right now, because we actually have a card in here, which is a Radiant HD 7770 with 2 gigabytes of memory on the video card right there. So, and not to mention, it also said in this one that it will require 8 gigs of memory in order to play the game. I can definitely understand that. Here, we got 8 gigs of memory right here. So, with all this, how much did this cost me? Keep in mind, I added some extra stuff too, like a cooling master and things of that nature. This actually brings you to $394.90. Keep in mind, this is actually the base total, okay? This is just a regular total with taxes. When you go ahead and put in the mailing rebate and add shipping, it actually brings it down to $391.87. So basically, I went ahead and gave you a system that can actually play next generation games. And to make it even better, it definitely does reach a price point that you were looking for. Okay? Now, I want to stop right here because I want to talk about one particular thing right here. And because I know a lot of people might be confused because I just told you it'll play next generation games. That's PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. But I know a lot of you saw this. You might have saw this. Now, this is actually the specs for the actual PlayStation 4 right here. And as you see, it's going to be a AMD 8-core processor. Now, I know a lot of you was like, well, wait a minute. You just sold me a 4-core processor. This is an 8-core processor. Yes. Understand something, that you've got a lot of things running on your actual system here for the PlayStation 4, and I hope that you don't honestly believe that all these processors are going to be actually, how to put this, all the power all the raw power that the PlayStation 4 has, I'm going to tell you right now, all that's not going to be towards gaming. Okay, all that's not going to be towards gaming. The reality of it is that most of that is going to be going to other things. Let me give you one example of other things. This is the Elgato Capture device. This is actually the specs for it. Okay, now notice how the specs already call for a processor that is pretty much a dual core. Okay, and this is actually a separate device from the actual machine. So there's a good chance that your device right there that's built into the actual PlayStation 3, which allows you to go ahead and automatically record as you're playing, so you can go ahead and hit that share button anytime you want, will actually be taking up at least 2 of those cores. So the reality of it is you probably have about 6 cores to about 4 cores to work with. Now, of course, that's a video for another day, but I'll go ahead and release that video later on. But at any rate, there's more to it than that. But yeah, so that's particular Watch Dogs. Now, I've actually had someone else go ahead and show me another particular question right here, and this is from Calvin McClendon. And I hope I said your name right. If I didn't, I apologize. Now, he goes on to state that in order to get a decent PC that's going to play next generation games, you're going to need it between $800 and $1,500. Now, here's the problem with this. I did listen to what he said, and then so I was actually reading what he said, and his actual response, his next response was in fact proving himself wrong, because he just was able to go ahead and put a computer together for only $780. Now, I know that's actually close to it but at any rate, that's kind of just being picky here. So he also states here that hold on, let me find exactly where it says it here. Let me find exactly where he actually said it. He actually mentioned a really good point. Oh, he says Lido Washington, that's me by the way, states that you can get cheaper pricing overall on games thanks to them being digital, which was the Xbox One was trying to do. But overall, basically what he's trying to say is this. He's like, you have to put out the money first, paying extra money, and then later on you actually get a discount. You kind of get your money back when you start buying games. That's right and wrong. So let me go ahead first and foremost and show you what he put together, okay? Now, he put together this nice little rig here, and here's the thing about this. It seems that people always want to run to the Intel processors, and that's one of your biggest problems right there. Intel, just like Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo has found out, Intel does kind of charge a lot for what they actually have. So I'm actually going to go ahead and change things around and actually build you a different device using AMD, which will be just as strong as this particular device right here. So I actually put together this particular device right here. I got an AMD FX 8120 card here. This is a 3.1 gigahertz with 8 cores right here. So this is 8 cores. The one that he actually put together, I believe it was a quad core. So I'm giving you 4 extra cores right here. And if you actually look at the price here, this one's actually $139.99. The one he actually gave us was $179.99. So I'm already saving you money. Then you also have, other things important. He gave you 8 gigs of memory for about, 8 gigs of memory for about $49. I'm going to give you 16 gigs of memory for about twice as that much. Fair enough. He also had a 2 terabyte hard drive. It's fair. I'm going to give you a 2 terabyte hard drive as well. And last but not least, he gave you, I believe it was a Galaxy GeForce GTX 660 with 2 gigabytes. I'm going to go ahead and give you a Radiant HD 7770 2 gigabyte video card right there. So all of that plus everything else, there's a lot of things he actually forgot. Like he didn't, he put in a power supply in the case, but he didn't put like the cooling thing or anything like that. But the one thing I did like the fact that he did put an optical drive. I kind of forgot about that. So at first I was going to put a regular optical drive in here, but I said, you know what, F that. Because in this day and age, even with Steam, you want to go ahead and back up your games. It's very smart for you to do. You buy your games and you back them up, So what I did was, it's like a hoe, you buy her and then you make her back it up, But anyway, you go ahead and, I decided to go ahead and get a Blu-ray writer. One, so you can watch Blu-rays on your computer, and 2, so you can go ahead and write your games, back them up to Blu-ray so you can go ahead and play them later, just in case Steam decides that they want to go ahead and take the game off the shelf, Some companies do that. They do it in real life with physical copies too, so stop it. But anyway, here's the thing. I did this whole thing, and it brought you to only $600. The base total was $655.89. With the promo discounts and the mail-in rebates, it brought you to only $60.89. versus his, which brought you to $780. So technically speaking, I have a little bit more than $100 still to play with in order to match his to still match his price. So I can go ahead and add a faster processor if I wanted to, or I can go ahead and add a better video card if I wanted to. I can still add in some stuff. So I definitely encourage you guys, first of all, to definitely look into PC gaming, you know? And then let's talk about games. I know we talk about that a lot here with the whole Steam sales and that, but I just really want to go, especially since Blitzstorm just started playing Awesome Knots. I definitely need to catch on that one. So let me go ahead and tell you right now. Right now, the Steam sale is going on right now. I'm actually in the middle of working on a play video for the Steam sale. I'm actually going to start recording it tomorrow. But anyway, these sales are really good here. Not only that, but I actually put together a little chart here, you know, kind of what Blockbuster Critic has done before. And basically, I'm actually showing you the games I actually purchased and how much I'm actually saving here. So right now, this is actually not even complete yet, because I actually bought a couple of other games here. And I'm going to show you right now that there's a couple of games right here on the Steam sale today that I'm actually very interested in, such as you know, Dawn of War, Castle Crashers, let's see, I already got Max Payne, Dust is something I'm very interested in as well. I also see right here Mirror's Edge. I'm very interested in playing that. I actually never got to play that before. Oregon Trail, I've seen that before. I might just go ahead and play it right now. I'm sorry, guys. I know I voted for Assassin's Creed 3. If I actually would have saw Deus Ex there, which is only for like $3, I would have bought that. Hopefully, you guys have outvoted me. I really hope you did. Seriously. But anyway, getting to the point, yes, when you go ahead, and this is actually proof right here that you can go ahead and save a lot of money. Right now, these are all the games that, how much I bought them for. These are the actual retail values. This is how much money I saved, which basically means I paid a grand total of $27 out of my pocket. And technically not out of my pocket, but I paid $27.79. The retail value of all the games I bought was actually $86.94. I saved a grand total right now, just this sale alone, of $59.15. Keep in mind that Steam has about 3 different sales by the end. Like, what is it? 3 sales by the end of the year? Maybe even more than that. So yeah, they actually know more than that, because I know they have a Halloween sale too. So yeah. You know, this is just now. This is not even, and this is just in 2 days. You know, so I'm just saying. But nonetheless, let me get back to it though. When it comes down to it, you might want to go ahead and consider getting yourself a gaming PC so you can go ahead and save some money. I went ahead and showed you a great rig right here for only $600 that you can go ahead and get. And with these, remember, with these rigs right here, you have access to pretty much every other console game with the exception of Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, and PlayStation 4. So basically, you're able to go ahead and emulate Wii games, Super Nintendo, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1, Xbox, all these other games if you're into emulation. I'm just saying, you know, and not to mention, emulation aside, you can go ahead and actually play some of your older games that a lot of these games won't let you play, you know? So I'm just saying. But anyway, I just want to go ahead and debunk that whole you got to pay a whole bunch of money, because I just showed you 2 rigs that I actually made myself. This one is under $400, which is pretty much the same price as the PlayStation 3, where you can play games equivalent to the power of the PlayStation 3. And then you also have this one, where this one will actually have you set, you know, period. You know, this will have you set into the next generation of that. But anyway, that's it for now. Don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe. You guys have a good night. Peace and love.